in the headlines. Terrorists threaten abduction of Commander-in-Chief, release fresh video of abducted train passengers. Nigeria Center for Disease Control raises alarm over possible fifth wave of COVID-19, records 1,332 cases in 1 week. Water scarcity is biting harder as Gururi residents call for attention to their plight. And lastly, on the foreign scene, Al-Qaeda affiliates claim deadly Mali attack that killed 1 soldier and left 6 others injured. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. And now the news in detail. A few weeks after the convoy of President Buhari was attacked in Katsina State, terrorists have threatened to abduct Nigeria's #1 citizen. Daily Trust reports that the terrorists in a new video threatened to abduct and kill President Buhari and Governor of Kaduna State Nasir El-Rufai if their demands are not met. The terrorists also boasted that they would destroy the country, kill the remaining passengers in their custody, and sell out the others. Recall that the convoy of an advance team of presidents was attacked on its way to Buhari's hometown of Daura ahead of Salah celebration. The attack on the convoy happened on the way when the Islamic State in West African province ISWAP invaded Kuja prison in Abuja and freed over 800 inmates, including all the terrorists in detention. And police in Niger State have arrested a 40-year-old kidnapper and informant, Bashir Abdullahi of Bangi, Mariga local government area of Niger State. The suspect, a businessman, was said to have been arrested in Kwatongwara local government area while plotting with members of his kidnap team to abduct the former chairman of Mariga local government area and father of a former commissioner in the state. The report.
Parading the suspects at the police command headquarters in Minna, Niger State, the police spokesperson Wasiu Abiodun said during interrogation, the suspect claimed that the former local government chairman owed him 5.8 million naira, adding that if he had succeeded in kidnapping him, he intended to demand a ransom of 10 million naira.
Alhaji Bashiru confessed that he planned to kidnap a former local government council chairman of Mariga and the father of a former commissioner in the state. He claimed that the former chairman owed him a sum amount of 5,800,000 naira. And if the chairman is kidnapped, he is trying to realize 10 million naira ransom from him.
The suspect, Bashir Abdullahi, also confessed that he had invited members of the team from the Republic of Niger and Kayama in Kwara State and other places to help him execute his kidnap plans. Similarly, the police command also paraded 2 suspects, Muhammad Aliyu, 25, of Emitachigi village in Kacha local government, and Muhammad Ndako, 30, of Gurara area of Minna, for alleged criminal conspiracy, culpable homicide and robbery. Abiodun said the suspects were trailed to Paiko, where they were arrested in the process of selling a stolen motorcycle.
The suspect went away with the victim's motorcycle and later joined Muhammad Ndako, his accomplice, in his residence within the area. While both of them took the motorcycle to Paiko for sale, where they were apprehended in the process of selling the motorcycle, the 2 suspects confessed further to have conspired and stole another motorcycle at Bida within last year, that was 2021, and the motorcycle was sold at the rate of 40,000 naira.
The 25-year-old principal suspect, Muhammad Aliyu, father of 4 whose wife was heavily pregnant for the 5th baby, said he used the proceeds of the crime to solve his family needs. Abiodun said the suspects would be charged to court after the completion of investigation.
And meanwhile, bandits on Saturday attacked a village in Munya local government area of Niger State, abducting no fewer than 9 people. The bandits attacked the village in the early hours of the morning, according to Police Public Relations Officer, Niger State Police Command, Wasiu Abiodun. He said that the police are on the trail of the attackers after being alerted about the attack and have secured the release of 4 victims.
05:20 hours. Armed bandit terrorists attacked Kuti village, where taking power in Munya local government where about 9 persons were abducted. Meanwhile, police tactical teams with vigilante members were drafted to this area, and as a result of the sustained pressure, 4 victims were rescued unhurt, while the teams are still on the trail of the hoodlums to rescue the remaining victims. However, the Commissioner of Police Niger State Command, CP Monday Balakuria's FSI, commended Nigerites for giving such useful intelligence for proactiveness in ensuring protection of life and property, while urging them to sustain this effort as security is a collective responsibility.
And away from Niger State, operators of the Kaduna State Police Command have rescued 8 people who were kidnapped by bandits in Chikun local government area of the state. The operatives, who were attached to Buruku Police Division, intercepted a group of bandits while on a routine patrol between Udawa and Buruku villages along the Kaduna-Birnin-Gwari highway. And according to spokesman for the command, Muhammad Jalige, the bandits forcefully stopped 3 commercial vehicles, whisked away the passengers and headed to the forest. He said the police operatives, on sighting the gang of criminals, immediately engaged them in a fierce chase amid an exchange of gunfire. Jalige said that the bandits fled into the bush with varying degrees of bullet wounds, abandoning the 8 kidnapped victims behind. And the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC has again warned of a possible 5th wave of the COVID-19 virus in the country, given the resurgence in the number of confirmed cases. It disclosed that about 1,332 cases were recorded in 1 week. The NCDC is calling on states to ramp up testing and for Nigerians to embrace the safety protocols to curb the spread of the virus. Reports say as at July 22nd, 2022, Nigeria has recorded no fewer than 260,339 confirmed cases, while 253,566 cases have been successfully discharged. 3,147 lost their lives to complications arising from the virus. This is coming as the World Health Organization, WHO, has declared the monkeypox outbreak in more than 70 countries an emergency of international concern. And away from health matters, with Nigeria's population expected to hit 260 million by November 2022, stakeholders in Gombe State have recommended child spacing to maintain a healthy population. Speaking in an interview with Newsman, the Director Community and Family Health at the Gombe State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Mariam Abubakar, raised concerns over the burden of the world's population, especially on Nigeria. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Nigeria's population is about 206 million and is projected to reach 216 million at the end of this year, making it the 3rd most populous nation in the world. However, the country is battling insecurity and inflation that plunge a greater percentage of the citizens to untold hardship. To commemorate International Population Day being celebrated July 11, the Challenge Initiative is sensitizing women in Gombe on child spacing for a healthy population.
By mid-November this year, the population of the world is going to be around 8 billion. So that is much compared to some years back around 1950s, 80s. Now in Gombe, we are about the population of 3.2. And of course, you know the situation of things now in the country. The economy is not very friendly. So when you say child spacing, I will look at it this way. If a person or an individual or couple have 10 kids, we know what it means now. To send them to school, to feed them, accommodation-wise, because if you have 10 kids, with you and your wife, you are 12. So you not go and stay in 2-bedroom apartment or, 1-room apartment. That's not going to be convenient. So health-wise, and if one of them, let's say, for instance, has tuberculosis, you can imagine she can easily pass it around. So what are we advocating? Child spacing, the woman herself needs to be healthy. It is only with health you'll be able to do a lot of things in life.
Some religious leaders bothered about a possible population explosion are volunteering to enlighten their subjects on family planning.
I have taken it upon myself to also create awareness to fellow pastors like me, to speak to them, to also speak to their own followers, and to speak to also the community where they find themselves, so that gradually the importance of child spacing can circulate the whole nation at large.
Situation we are now, it indicates that if you do not practice this child bed space, children will not get a good education.
Medical experts say, in addition to economic benefits, family planning reduces maternal mortality by 40%. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
And the Northwest Zone of the All Progressives Congress APC says for the party to avoid the repeat of what happened in Osun State and subsequent elections, measures must be put in place to reconcile aggrieved APC members across the zone and the nation at large. The Northwest Publicity Secretary of the party, Musa Meilafia, at a press briefing in Kaduna said the party will do all within its power to reconcile members of the party in the North ahead of the 2023 general election. The report.
According to Meilafia, failure to reconcile members of the party in Osun State caused the party governorship election in the state. He noted that such grievances unseated PDP in 2015.
We cannot deny the fact that some people are not happy with the way their states are run by perhaps the governors in some quarters. And the primary elections come with its own problem. And it is evident that when PDP was governing this country, these grievances are what destroyed the PDP. And this is what we are not allowing to happen in our own party. That's why we are working toward making sure that if there is any person aggrieved with any decision, we will sit with him.
Meilafia said all members of the party in the zone must be consoled for the reconciliation exercise to be effective.
This is of course necessary because there will be those that will be offended in one way or the other. Their grievances might be legitimate or perhaps illegitimate, notwithstanding. As a political party, you must console them. You must reconcile with them. You must work with them. And most importantly, you must give them back their sense of belonging, which they might have lost in the process.
The APC Northwest Zone says the zone is still a stronghold of the party, adding that with unity among the party members, they will win the 2023 general elections.
You're watching Trust TV News Updates. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at how a 35-year-old invents locally made incubator. This and many more shortly. Do stay with us.
That's great. It's good to see you.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news updates on Trust Television. Before we proceed, a look at our top stories again. We told you that terrorists threaten abduction of Commander-in-Chief and release a fresh video of abducted trained passengers. And Nigeria's Center for Disease Control, NCDC, raises alarm over possible fifth wave of COVID-19 and records 1,332 cases in 1 week. And moving to other stories, at least 75% of the 8,139 estimated population of Gururi, one of the fastest growing settlements of Yola South local government in Adamawa State, is facing a lack of potable drinking water, a situation, according to members of the community, make a larger percentage of the population suffer from various waterborne diseases. Silas Lawan visits some of the settlements and now files in this report.
Gururi is one of the largest commercial cities of Adamawa State. However, this community has been battling with lack of potable drinking water. As you can see behind me here is a river. And this river has remained the only source of drinking water to the community, which is actually unhealthy. Aside from having an estimated population of 8,139 people, Gururi is one of the biggest weekly cattle markets in Adamawa. Authorities in the area revealed that apart from the weekly market, Gururi has fertile farmland that contributes immensely to the economic development of the state. But yet, the population has no clean drinking water. This is their major source of drinking water, the Gururi River. According to some of the residents, one of the most challenging aspects of their life is the high price of water, usually unclean.
Despite the water being usually unclean, sometimes to get it's another tax. Now as we speak, one wheelbarrow of water goes for about 300 naira in Gururi. If you see how this water used to be tapped, I believe you would not agree to drink from it. But for us, we don't have any option. That's why it's now a problem for us here in Gururi.
Ga kogin kuma ruwan yana da tsada saboda babu yanayin da gwamnati ta yi wajen sarrafa ruwan ya isa gidan kowa ko anguwan kowa. Wannan shine matsala.
Other residents of the area appeal for government intervention, especially on provision of clean drinking water to the area.
This river you are seeing is the major source of water to almost half of Gururi population. And you know what? The water is not clean because it's the same water sometimes you will see animals taken from. Seriously, the water is unhealthy. We need government to assist us.
Seriously, many of our communities here in Gururi, we don't have clean drinking water. This Gururi River, which remains our major source of drinking water, during rainy season is giving us health problems like typhoid and malaria fever. That's why we are looking for an urgent intervention from the authorities concerned.
Issues of lack of clean drinking water, the resident believed, are serious cases that authorities should not leave unattended to. From Yola, Salis Lawan, Trust TV News.
A 35-year-old Abubakar Sani of Jos North local government area of Plateau State has invented an incubator that runs on electricity and cooking gas. The 35-year-old BUK graduate said this locally made incubator has broken the monopoly of foreign incubators and is serving as an alternative to the foreign ones that solely rely on electricity. Ado Musa completes the story.
This is Abubakar Sani, the manufacturer of the incubator, coupling the component of the device at his workshop located around Zololo Junction in Jos North local government area of the state. He said after his graduation from the university, he believed that securing white-collar job was difficult on the one hand, and incapable of catering for one's basic need on the other hand.
It's a fridge.
Okay.
I will use it to construct an incubator inside because the insulation is very excellent. This one is a discarded fridge. We go and buy it very cheap. This one is also an inverter, as you can see here. It was developed, designed here in this workshop. As you can see, these ones are incubator controllers. They were brought from far away for conversion.
He said he recycled old refrigerators and other metals for body of the incubator, which will serve as the setter where the eggs will be arranged for heating, adding that he buys other small components from China to manufacture the incubator.
We discovered we can produce something like this. It's a brooder. As you can see in here, it's a gas burner. This is a burner, and this is where you connect the gas cylinder on it. And this is the wire you connect on battery. Any small battery can function. So when it is operated now, heat will be coming out from this place. And this one is a sensor. Someone can calibrate the degree of temperature you want to supply the small chicks with. It's normally around 38 degrees Celsius for 1 to up to 4 days chickens.
Abubakar says he also invented a brooder which runs on cooking gas to warm the chicks when there is no power.
Also here is an incubator that contains 1,650 eggs, as you can see from inside. This is the controller also, as you can see. This is the light, and it's also dual purpose. It also works with gas and electricity as source of heating.
He says the locally made incubator is more reliable because it can be run with cooking gas while still maintaining the needed heat for the chicks, compared to the foreign type which only runs on electricity. Adding, the locally made one has an alternative source of power. Umar Muhammad, a poultry farmer, says the invention of the locally made incubator has improved his business, adding that he has abandoned the foreign one for the local one.
I do hatching a lot, and we've been having challenges with hatching our chicks because the incubators we use electric power, and you could see how epileptic the power supply is. So this affects significantly our hatching and our productivity. At some point, we had to drop hatching using AC incubators until the technology of Engineer Abubakar came along.
Sani said, in order to further break down the monopoly of the foreign incubator, he is also planning to invent an incubator that will run on electricity, gas, and solar energy to reduce the cost of hatchery business in the country. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
And the Center for Fiscal Transparency and Integrity Watch has called for transparency in the dealings of the Nigerian government to foster growth and development in the country. The executive director of the center, Umar Yakubu, while addressing journalists on the sidelines of a sensitization workshop on its Transparency and Integrity Index, explained that they are working on new measures to prevent corruption and improve governance and accountability. Yakubu added that this can only be made possible with a more transparent government that makes its dealing public.
Has been done on the reactive side. We want to see how we can do on the preventive side, which is by making MDAs, but that's government agencies, to be more responsible in publishing information that is supposed to be out there in the public. We are not looking at corruption that's already happened. I think we should all be tired of all the news. Money has been stolen, this has been recovered. Yes, that will continue ongoing, but we should be tired of it. What we're looking at are how do we prevent that from happening? And from our little research, we found out is the stronger the democracy is, the less likelihood there will be corruption.
Corruption thrives in an environment of lack of information. And so those who carry out corruption don't want to give out information. We already have the modalities for it, because the scores of all the agencies that we looked at were put on our first edition. And they have been informed of their scores. And we are open to helping them to score better.
And now to business news. The Nigerian naira on Friday fell at a parallel market to 658 naira per dollar.
The Nigerian naira on Friday fell at the parallel market to 658 naira per dollar amid high dollar demand. The figure represents a depreciation of 38 naira or 6.13% on the 620 naira it traded last week. The traders was in the buying price of the dollar at 640 naira.
However, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, the parallel market is not a true reflection of the country's exchange rate, noting that the official buying price stood at 414 naira 72 kobo, while the selling price stood at 415 naira 72 kobo. And on the foreign scene, an armed group in Mali affiliated with Al-Qaeda has claimed responsibility for a deadly attack on the country's main military base near the capital, which is said was responsible to governmental collaboration with Russian machineries. The Katiba Machina claimed the attack in the strategic garrison town near the Malian capital in a statement on Saturday. Friday's raid on the Kati base, 15 kilometers outside Bamako, killed at least one soldier and is the first time in Mali's decade-long rebellion that an armed group has hit a military camp so close to Bamako. 6 people were wounded in the raid, which was carried out using 2 car bombs. Mali's military said 7 assailants were killed and 8 others arrested. And finally, in sports, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, has warned Team Nigeria athletes against doping while urging them to compete clean and fair. He gave the warning while seeing off the first batch of the athletes to the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham on Friday. The minister charged the athletes to be focused, disciplined, and conscious of the fact that they were carrying the aspiration and hopes of over 200 million Nigerians. 94 athletes and 21 officials will be representing Nigeria in 9 sports at the 2022 Commonwealth Games starting next week in Birmingham, United Kingdom. And that wraps up the news update at this hour. For more, you can visit our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.